Best regards to the brave heroes and charming heroines. My name is Anna Shalneva and I am the Community Manager of the game Guild of Heroes. Today we are at the beginning of an exciting journey into the world of the huge update. So let's stick together and hold hands. First of all, I recommend you to read the letter from our game designers when you update the game. It's in the mailbox. They tried hard to make everything sound as clear as possible to convey to you the information on all the changes. But now we will skip this step because I am with you. Let's conditionally divide the update into 3 sections and discuss them in turn. The first section is the level limit. This is a completely new concept for our game. This parameter is introduced in order to solve the situation with the runeless characters. Well, yes, I know that those players whose characters are without runes are not happy with it right now. But I can say that I checked the work of this change on a runeless character. I'm talking about the absence of the dodge runes. And after following the recommendations for updating the character, he probably didn't become faster, but he really remained at his level of speed. Let's take a closer look at what kind of recommendations await us. We will look for clarity just on the character without dodge runes. And yes, everything you see now is in Russian, because it's a test version. You will have everything translated for sure, but I will try hard to explain everything the way that it is now, because I wanted so much to show you the changes and help you with better understanding of them. Now, after opening the characters menu, we see the inscription level limit under the health indicator. By clicking on I, we can find out what this mysterious inscription means. I will translate for you. The level limit is the maximum level of items that can be used in full power at a given power level. You see at the very top the formula that displays the calculation of the limit. This is your power multiplied by 2 plus 4. It's important to know that all items now have a level. It can be viewed by clicking on the item on the character. The level will be displayed right below the item name. If this level is higher than the level limit, then the parameters of such an item will be underestimated. So accordingly, your character will be weakened. So what do we do with all these overpowered items? The game itself will tell you. The whole point of the change means that the character's leveling must be even. He must have a set corresponding to the power and the runes. Then his level limit and the levels of the set items will correspond to each other and the parameters will not be cut. Let me show you how it looks like. We will look at the weapon and see how the damage of the item is reduced due to exceeding the limit. The blue number is the real damage of the weapon, due to the fact that it is upgraded. We again go to the level limit tab and pay attention to the recommendations. On the left side, we have overpowered items, which means that their level has already gone beyond the limit, and it's not used to upgrade them further, even if there is still such an opportunity. But on the right, we see items which we need to upgrade. There may be runes too. Upgrading or replacing such items will help you to raise the level limit because you will increase the character's power. Remember the formula. Thus, the parameters of the set items won't be cut and your character will play at full strength. We will strive for this goal. And we are moving on to the second section of changes, generation of affixes. You have probably already noticed the changes in the windows of the items that I opened earlier. Let's open the helmet and pay attention to the additional parameters of the item. Now there may be not 2 but 3 of them. You can view the possible sets of affixes for an item by clicking on the purple eye. All possible affixes are decrypted in the same way by tapping I. We see that the highlighted parameters are those affixes that we already have, but their numerical values when scrolling will already become either slightly higher than the current ones or lower, And we also keep in mind that when we receive a new set of affixes, we will have a third parameter. Let's go to the blacksmith. He greets us warmly and tells us what to do in a new tab. Well, in fact, everything is simple. We need to drag an item in which we will change the affixes to the affix generation slot. Here again, the blacksmith is worried if we are in control of the situation. And there is a very important point. The first generation is free, then the resources or diamonds are needed. And the next even more important point, now the numerical parameters of affixes do not change with upgrading. The numbers that you will see when generating are final. The only way they can change is to their maximum values, which you see in the possible affixes menu. And here is the result of the generation. As the blacksmith said, we can always refuse a new set of affixes by tapping on the left tab, then choose. The blacksmith continues to worry and advise all the time. I would not advise putting a tick next to "Do not ask again." Accidents sometimes happen at the wrong time. Well, actually, they always happen at the wrong time. So the blacksmith went about his business, and we can calmly take another look at the new menu. We choose a new item, armor. What do we need for free generation? Forged coins of fortune and elixir of the blacksmith. We can get coins in the events. Now we have been sent to the summer challenge, to which we will return soon. We get the elixir in the chests of the dungeons floors of the region. There is another free way, viewing ads. You can watch 5 times a day with a time interval between videos of 5 minutes. But I will use diamonds to speed up the process and not to waste your time. We also draw attention to the fact that the current affixes on the item can be replaced with new ones, and the old ones will be lost. Do be careful. Again, you can always go back to the old version by tapping on it. But keep in mind this thing of losing already existing affixes. You'll see the sign of power going down if you lose best affixes in the menu. We head to the white mage. After all, affixes will now be present in abilities too, which is good news. Select the last tab, drag the skill to the slot, and see the possible affixes, and also resources to help you spin them for free. These are magical coins of luck that we can get in events, in this case the summer challenge too, and the magic elixir, which can be obtained for defeating bosses in the indicated regions. Advertising is also working here to get these resources 5 times a day. And I again speed up the process for diamonds so as not to waste your time. And in the case of skills, any affixes will be good for us initially because we didn't have them at all. And if on the items the sets of affixes differ from each other, then for skills they are the same. The most important thing, combine with the cooldown booster. If your skill has 25% recharge and the booster is 25% too, then 25% will work, not 15%. If a booster has 35%, then 35% will work. Perhaps having received such an affix for all the skills, it will be better to make a replacement in boosters if you like to use a cooldown one. You can replace it, for example, by the strength one. So the third section of the review is the summer challenge. It, as always, presents 2 lines of prizes, silver and gold. In both of them you can get many different rewards. Let's take a look at the special rewards right away. Here you will find new skins of the Red Orc and the Knight of Light. I will show them all the characters separately at the end of the review. The wings and footprints of the Knight of Light, equipment, tournament jewelry with maximum affix sizes, it's important. Improved tomes, resources including a new VIP booster, and of course resources for affixes and new city skins, Day and Night Volcanic City. You can have a look at them now. The Challenges tabs remain the same. You will need to complete daily and weekly tasks, play in the arena, and for additional tomes and new orc footprints and wings, the challenge has tournaments for you. So we're almost at the end of the review. I hope you are not exhausted. Personally, I really liked both of the skins. But now there is one more important note before I'm showing them to you. Now the runes will have a stronger effect on the power of the character, and the equipment items will have less effect. If earlier, when upgrading a rune from 1 to 4 stars, the rune parameter grew slowly, now the growth will occur evenly from 1 to 5th stars. Well, now let's admire the work of the art department of the game. As I said, I really like both skins. You can see them on characters on different genders and classes. I would also like to note that both skins are perfectly combined with those that already exist in the game. For example, the Knight skin with the Spirit of the Void and the Orc one with the Dragonborn, which is my favorite for male characters. I must notice the humor with which our game designers approached the description of the Orc skin. I strongly recommend you to read it, especially for the bow. I hope my review was as clear as possible to you, especially because all you see were Russian letters. Now you can probably start speaking Russian. But if you have any questions, my colleagues and I are always happy to help you in the communities and in the technical support too. So this is where my story ends. See you in Grey Heaven.